Hello, this is Jeff. Another episode of Deskies. I've decided to do a video regarding the recent Oscar controversy. I don't know if many people are aware, but there's a lot of backlash because there was really no African American actors, directors nominated this year for some of the major prizes, and a lot of films that dealt with diversity were ignored for Best Picture. You had movies like Creed, which basically the only nomination it received was for Sylvester Stallone, even though it was a predominantly African American themed movie, which led to the hashtag Oscars are so white. I believe that's what it was. If not, I'm sorry. But so I decided to do a video about my thoughts on the subject. And I believe Will Smith kind of led the cause on this because he didn't get nominated for Concussion. Here's the thing. Will Smith is an amazingly gifted actor. You got actors like Michael B. Jordan, who was in Creed, who probably should have been nominated. But every year, this is just my thoughts, and it may not be fair, and I'm speaking, of course, as a white guy, so, yeah. But my thoughts are every year there are actors that should have been nominated that get snubbed. And a lot of times there are African American actors, there's a lot of white actors that get snubbed. Sometimes it's because, it'll be like a movie like Lord of the Rings where there's possibly multiple actors, so they knock each other out so they don't get nominated, which isn't completely fair either. Which is part of the reason I do think there should be a Best Ensemble category in the Oscars. So movies like Lord of the Rings and like this year's Straight Outta Compton, which might not necessarily get a vote in the regular Oscars division of acting, could get some recognition as far as an ensemble is concerned. Now, I'm not knocking or necessarily saying maybe there wasn't I'm sure there was some prejudice involved in some of the voting processes, mainly because most of the Oscar voters are elderly white men. I look at it basically as every year there's people that get snubbed. Johnny Depp, for instance, this year should get nominated for Black Mass. I'm not even knocking that Will Smith shouldn't have been nominated, but that's again the problem with the Oscars. Perhaps maybe like with the Best Picture race, maybe they should allow more than 5 entries per category. But you got people complaining about the Best Picture race because of that, because they feel that you should narrow down the categories more. It's the 5 best they feel, not the 5 to 10 best. So you're not going to make everyone happy. And the Oscars have had a history of ignoring diversity. They've never nominated a blue person. None of the cats from Avatar have been nominated. Not one Smurf has been nominated. Look at the green people. Incredible Hulk has been passed over. It's just a shame. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to make light of a serious issue, but what I'm trying to say is I don't think the issue needs to be serious. On this front, I'm not necessarily saying that the Oscar board, there's not something wrong with them, but every year actors get snubbed. Will Smith has been nominated before, and Will Smith is an incredible actor. The Pursuit of Happiness, one of his best performances. He was great. He was even great in 7 Pounds. He probably should have got nominated for that. Yeah, I'm not denying there are times when an actor hasn't been passed up, and I'm not saying race doesn't factor into it. So I'm not trying to make light of the issue, but I just want to remind people that snubs are snubs, and snubs suck. And especially this year, it does seem like perhaps they've really missed the mark with the Oscars, but they are always outdated. They're always behind the times. There's always movies that they should have nominated, and it's a big backlash. Films that are classics Never been nominated. Empire Strikes Back, considered the best Star Wars movie, never got nominated for Best Picture. The original Star Wars did, that did not. It's just an example. Dark Knight, I think it's number 4 on IMDb even now, even after all these years. Didn't get nominated. It's part of the reason they extended the rules from 5 to possibly 10 Oscar nominated Best Picks. They always have some major snubs, and it always sucks. But I would say the majority of the Oscar voters aren't trying to be racist, at least. I think maybe it's because they are white people, they have an easier time associating with certain characters, or they have more empathy for them. That doesn't make it right. And I'm not necessarily saying you shouldn't complain because Will Smith wasn't nominated. Yeah, you should complain about that if you like Will Smith in Concussion. If you like Michael B. Jordan in Creed, bitch about it. But don't make it a race issue. At least I don't think you should. If you do, I can't control what you do. And I think they probably should have been nominated, okay? I'll say that. But I think the more people make stuff a race issue, or at least in this scenario, because there are some legitimate race issues. This is the Oscars. Who the frick cares? I care a little bit, but I also know the Oscars are incredibly stupid at times. Crash won Best Picture, for instance. Crash was one of the worst pictures I've ever seen. I think sometimes it's an honor not to be nominated for Best Picture, or Best Actor sometimes, so keep that in mind. Anyway, I know I'm probably going to get a bit of backlash. I'm not trying to. You obviously have freedom to think what you want, and I encourage that. And if you want to comment, I'm not even saying I'm right. It's just an opinion. So, I just want you to keep that in mind, at least a different point of view. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the Oscar voters are incredibly racist. I want to think the best of people, I guess. So please don't fault me in that. So, this is going to be this episode of Deskies. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you want to comment and disagree, go ahead. If you want to comment and agree, go ahead. Please keep everything civil regardless, especially on an issue like this. We're about love here. So everybody love each other. Please. Take care and thank you.